pre-planned because I'm with family going out to eat or whatever they had to do in 5 years kind of thing. So I knew that was going to go down like that. And I made smarter choices as I was out compared to what the other choices were. So.
And that's the thing. Like, so at the end of the day, as long as you're okay with that, but I saw you last time how discouraged you got.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't want you to get discouraged because of the decisions that you're having to make when you're out. Because those decisions are going to impact the results that you get. They are. You know, it's honestly, I mean, you got to get to a point where it's like, okay, at least 70% clean food, right? Like at least to that. And then like, you know, I get it when you're on vacation.
I feel like I'm there. That's the part that's irritating.
Well, but if you look at...
I'm not doing it right because I feel like I'm there. Now, maybe not, again, not making an excuse. We just got back, hadn't done whatever, blah, blah, blah. But for the most part, it has been.
You were doing really good. And it could be because of the vacation and stuff like that. I mean, but I mean, if you really look at everything, like on one day, what was it? The 26th, what's today? It's 29th. Okay. So 3 days ago,
Saturday. Yeah.
Okay. So there was a Philly cheesesteak, which probably didn't have a whole lot of great nutrients in it. When you look at like, you know, vitamins, vegetable stuff, right? So if anything, if you have that half a sandwich, try to have some vegetables with it. Try to have something else clean with it. And then you had like Papa John's on the same day.
Right.
That's not gonna, those aren't the types of foods that are gonna help you get the results that you desire. Right. And I gotta be honest with you, you know, like it's,
no, you're right. Yeah.
It's just not, you know, like you saw me when I was in class, and I'm not saying you got to get to this point because I mean, I don't want anybody to have to restrict themselves. And that's why you should have a longer amount of time when you're competing. I did a prep in like 2 months just because I wanted to, but I was eating chicken, asparagus, just about every day, right? Like, and that was ongoing. Like I wasn't eating out. I might have something when we went out, but it wasn't, but I always prepared for the unexpected. I always had food with me. If I didn't know what we were going to be doing that day, I had stuff with me and I just ate that. And so that's the decision. But I knew that I had a date that I wanted to get on stage, and I knew that that was what I was going to have to do to get there. Right. And so I had to focus on that. So I'm not saying you got to do that, but just know that your results are not going to come. They're not going to come as quickly as you want them. I will say that. If you continue down this path of, well, I did good in the morning. I'm doing good with my snacks, because you're taking in the protein, you're taking in, so I see that you're doing all that, but I'm going to go have this Philly cheesesteak whenever I want, or I'm going to go have this pizza whenever I want. It's not going to get you there. So I just don't want you to get discouraged because you're not seeing the results, when if we really look at it, the food choices, they're not showing that you technically, I don't want to say this the wrong way because I don't want it to come out the wrong way. The food choices are not going to get you there.
Got it.
So it's got to be these decisions of, okay, either I'm going to make this beforehand. You know, if you want, like I said, if you want a Philly cheesesteak, make it at home. There's plenty of healthier ways you can make a Philly cheese. But if you eat it out, you don't know what they're putting in there. You really don't. And so at that point, high sodium, right? Like we're looking at probably super high sodium, super high carbs, right? Like it's not healthy. And so it's got to be like a mixture, but it has to be mostly clean. So, you know, if you're going to have the Philly cheesesteak, don't eat pizza on the same day, right?
Right. Yeah.
And I'm not saying you did that all the time, but there was a few days.
In reality, I ate nothing on Saturday, like comparatively. You know what I'm saying? I was in the yard for 5. No, and I know that. Again,
we're not perfect. None of us are perfect. I'm not either.
I do get frustrated with it because I'm not anywhere near where I want to be, and so it's irritating. But I know, and for the most part, it doesn't look like it, but choices have been better than what they normally were. put it that way.
Yeah.
So
that's, then focus on that, and because unless you like enjoying having the workouts, like we can cut the workouts back out. I think you have that part. That's up to you. And we can focus on the nutrition again if you already know, like, and then when you get to a point where you're like, okay, I'm ready to do this again. But when you get to that point, like, that's why I sent you all that information. Like, this is a whole different ball game. Right.
Yeah, and I know, and it's just school basketball. It probably was the wrong time of year with basketball coming up to try to do it.
Yeah.
And not that I'm not fully committed to it, but there's more stuff I got to do.
Yeah. So just, let me know. Like, we can continue the workouts. I'll definitely make sure, we continue with the nutrition and stuff like that, because I want to continue to, like, help you with this part. Because it's a journey. Like, there was so many food. I used to eat like crap. Like, when I first started all this, and Tori even, like, he was even saying, like, he thought, he tried a couple years ago, he was doing this challenge or whatever through First Form, and he was wondering why he wasn't getting results. Well, it was because of the food choices. And there wasn't anything that I could have said at that time to make him change that. He just had to want to change it. And so now he's getting better results because he knows that. So he's not going out to eat as much. He's not, whatever. We just prep at the house. So it's got to get to a point where you don't have 50 million things going on, or you've practiced this so much that when you do have 50, like, that's where I'm at right now, when you do have 50 million things going on, you can still get the results that you desire, because now it's just a habit.
Yeah, I think we'll probably, just thinking about it, probably drop this down just to nutrition, because I want to get down, in reality, when I tell you I'm ready for a show, I want to be down at like 15% anyway.
You do, and that was the thing. And I didn't want to be the one that said, right? I needed that to be your decision. But yes, where you are at right now, to try to get to that in 4 months is going to be, it's going to suck. I'm not saying it's not possible. It is possible, but it's going to suck, and it's going to take a lot from you. And so if that's not feasible in your life right now, that's okay. Then yeah, let's focus on making better choices. Definitely you got to implement more vegetables. Like, I looked at your stuff and I was just like, holy crap, like, you got it. And because we focus, and that's why I get away from that whole IIFYM, like, if it fits your macros crap, because it's crap. Mm-hmm. You can't eat pizza and junk food all day. And yeah, sure, it might fit your macros, but if you're really looking at getting results, like, there's no bodybuilder out there that eats that stuff all day. Right. It's just not going to happen. Like, like, we've learned, like, chicken is the leanest meat out there. So if I have to eat a ton of chicken to get there, well, that's what I got to do. Right. I know that vegetables have their micronutrients, so I stick to, like, broccoli and asparagus. I know green vegetables are better now. I didn't know that before. I used to hate vegetables, but I had to practice implementing them, because I had to, something I said to somebody the other day, and he said he was going to use it. He was just like, that was pretty good. I have to now focus on the outcome that I desire rather than what I'm doing right at that moment. Because I'm not the most motivated person. I'm not very disciplined, honestly. And people don't believe me when I say that. I'm really not. I would rather sit on the couch and do absolutely nothing if that was my choice. But is that going to help me towards my goals? Not at all. So I have to focus on the outcome that I desire rather than how I feel in that moment. Right? Because, I would love to go out to eat all the time. And I love pizza. Like, I love pizza. If I could eat pizza every single day and get the same results, I would do it all day long. But I know I can't. I know that's not going to happen. So I still do pizza, like, on, we do, like, Pizza Friday or whatever, but I get cauliflower pizza. I get a healthier option. I don't eat the junk pizza. We don't really go out. Every now and then we would go to, like, Milano's. I think I've been there like 3 times. So that's not something we do all the time. So it's just allow yourself to have that, yeah, if we're going to say, okay, we're not shooting for the July show, cool. Now you got a little bit more flexibility, right? Right. But just, if you want to have that night out with your family on the weekend or whatever, cool. Watch the choices that you make while you're out. But then during the week, you got to be on it if you want those results still.
Right.
You know? So just being more mindful of the choices that you're making. Like I said, I mean, you're eating. I saw that you go up to the Island Grill. You got the clean eats in there. That's awesome. But then like your dinner would be through the roof. Or, you know, there was a lot of bread. I saw like the sandwiches. Be careful with the white bread, right? Like healthier options. I'm not saying get rid of bread, right? But
no, I don't even eat bread. I mean, that's, again, a week of leave. I did all of that.
Okay.
Because, you know, I knew that.
Okay.
So I wasn't like, you cut out mid-March and I'm good to go, in theory, right? Yeah, there was some bad days here and there, bad choice meal-wise here and there where it could have been better. But you cut out that midweek of March, I don't have that issues.
Yeah.
Because I don't go have sandwiches most of the time. I just don't. I don't do that.
Okay.
Now, do I have two boys that go do it? Yeah. Do I have my wife that goes do it?
Right.
Yeah. Do that. And whatever, I don't do it. It's not me. I don't care. So I don't crave anything. So it doesn't really matter to me. It's just, and again, it was excuse one.
That's, I mean, I was surprised. Like when I started going through it, I was just like, holy crap. There was a couple of things. I was like, Tori, what is this? Like, I didn't even know what it was. And he was just like, what? He started looking up stuff. And I was just like, oh my goodness. Like I didn't realize that was really the culprit, because I mean, I knew that you knew how to eat healthier. So I was just kind of believing that you were doing that. And I'm not, so don't think that I'm like putting all this on you, because I get life, believe me. I understand when there have been times where I've had to eat like crap because I didn't have those other healthier options.
Yeah, when you're traveling, we didn't bring nothing. And I'm
exactly.
Like, all right, we're stopping at McDonald's.
Exactly. So here's the thing.
Subway.
That's okay. So let's just, restart, right? Restart. You have made progress. So it's not like you haven't made any progress. Like your body fat has gone down. Your weight has gone down since we first started. I don't know if you looked at that, but it has gone down. Things have gone down. It's not where you wanted to be at this point, but that's okay.
Right.
So let's start over, right? And just really just focus on the decisions that you're making throughout the day, trying to plan as much as you can beforehand, right? Like even I went to Atlanta last weekend what was it? I left on Tuesday night. I came back Friday. I went to Clean Eats and just got a bunch of meals. I knew I didn't feel like cooking. I didn't know what I was going to encounter when I got there. I didn't know what kind of food they were going to have. So I just went and got a bunch of meals.
Because that's what I'm going to do. We go to Tampa, and I go to Tampa the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Do a class in Tampa. I mean, that's just what I'm going to do.
And I think they got it. They got stuff down there too. There's a bunch of stuff down there. Yeah. So
it's not like I don't plan on that normally. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, I took a cooler full of stuff with me when I went up to Jersey. I just knew that I wasn't going to be.
But you gotta, this is valuable time with your family too.
Right.
So that's why I'm saying, like, I'm not upset with you at all. I just need you to understand, because of how discouraged I saw you last time. I just don't want that to be, I don't want you to get to that point where you're like, well, I'm just not going to get any results, so I'm just going to quit. And I'm not saying you're going to do that, but I've seen it.
Well, believe me, mentally, I fight that daily. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where I'm like, yeah, if I made some crappy choices, and I know that, like, I'm like, okay, but I'll be pissed off myself because, like, Saturday came, and the 26th or whatever. So I knew, like, we had nothing in the house. I didn't have anything. So I was like, well, I have my protein shake, no big deal. Went out and did yard work, did whatever. And I was like, hey, we got to eat. And I had nothing to eat at the house. Because, again, we had them in the store.
Right.
Just for planning, whatever. But I was like, great. Today's going to, and I was more pissed off at me because I hadn't planned for it, rather than, hey, let's go do this, or hey, let's make this healthier choice kind of thing. So I had the option to do it. I just was more mad at myself for not getting that done.
But is being mad at yourself going to change anything?
No, not really.
Not at all. And that's, I mean, literally, like I tell everybody that I work with, like, I'm going on the same journey. It just looks different, right? Like I still have the mental, we all got that. Like I want to quit, whatever. Like this is too much. I don't even know why are you putting this on me? Right? Like I think I ask that question every single day. Like, cause sometimes the burdens that I'm carrying are pretty heavy, And it's like, why are you giving this to me? Well, it's because he wants me to rely on him. I'm learning that now. But but the thing is, I'm not going to be perfect every day. There's going to be days where I can't show up for everybody who needs me. And instead of getting upset with myself, which is what I used to do, I have to now just accept that and just be like, okay, well, chalk that one up. I can't do anything about it, but I can do better tomorrow. So now it's like, okay, and that's what, I have a planner. I write stuff down, like the evening, the morning, evening, what could I have done better? And I write that stuff down now because that's the only way I'm going to get better is if I pay attention to it. So there's no point in getting mad at yourself. And you know this. You guys teach this. Like, there's no... Think about all this stuff. You guys taught me a lot, right? It's just like... But we have to listen to our own advice. I'm just as guilty of that as anybody else. We have to listen to our own advice. Like, you can sit there and tell somebody else, don't let that sit with you and release it and go through it and all this. And you can't do anything about yesterday. So we got to focus on today and tomorrow. But then we tend to do it. We still do it.
Right.
So that's what, I got mentors too, right? Because Jody, you're doing it again. Like, okay. So that's the thing. Don't worry about what you didn't do on Saturday, but learn from it. And then just don't let next Saturday happen like that.
Yeah, I knew that I got kind of, not lazy with it, but I got in a routine of, hey, I had my meals smiling fresh and clean eats already. So it was all, and I sat the week before and planned on it. I was eating all day. And so for that first month, I saw amazing results because I had all of that.
Yep.
And then I just got in the habit and then either ran out of those or got lazy with it or whatever.
You went on vacation and that makes us lazy, right? Like,
and it was like, okay, now just back into it. So you just dive back in where, okay, well, I'll just do this. And you're like, I'll just do it for this one meal.
Yeah.
I'll eat crap for this one meal. That one meal turns into 3.
Exactly.
Into 4,
Exactly.
So
that's the key. That's the key. You just have to realize that. And so that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want you feeling restricted. I can give you a meal plan if you want me to. I don't want to because I don't want you to feel restricted. I know I don't operate very well off of meal plans and they make me want to cheat, to be honest. I hate them. The last coach I had a long time ago, I said, I'm going to track my foods. I'll send you what I got, but don't give me a meal plan. And he said, okay. But that's the thing. It's like, because then I feel restricted. So then it becomes mental. It's like stuff that you didn't even want to eat, you end up wanting to eat. Right. But now you're aware of the fact, like, okay, one meal turns into 2, what you just said, 1 meal turns into 2, 2 turns into 3. And then we can go right back into that habit where we were. Right. But the only way to get back out of that habit, that's why it's consistency, not perfection. Right. Where none of us are perfect, but you become aware of what you did or didn't do. And then you can work on it. And so now you become consistent. And consistency is what matters. Not being on it 100%, because none of us are. It's that consistency. Like, okay, well, this is what I didn't do. Let me make sure I do that better next time. So now we know what the culprit is, right? It's making those better decisions. Like, I think there was some bacon in there. Try to get turkey bacon, right? Like, just those little healthier options are going to go really far. And I know that from personal experience because I had to do it.
Turkey bacon tastes horrible.
No, it doesn't. You got to train yourself. Don't worry. Look. Okay.
I'm not eating turkey bacon.
Okay, then don't. But then just don't eat it. Don't eat it at all.
I'd rather cut it out than eat that crap.
But that's the thing. You have to focus on the outcome that you desire. Don't focus on how you feel. Like I said, I really didn't like vegetables for a long time. But I knew that they were going to help me out a little bit more. They were going to keep me from getting sick. They were going to keep me from, they were going to help me stay alive longer. That was my main mission. I wanted to stay alive longer. So if I got to eat vegetables and help me stay alive longer, well, okay, so be it. And so I trained myself to like them. I just did. I didn't like turkey bacon at first either. I trained myself to like it because I still wanted bacon. I didn't really like turkey meat over regular hamburger meat, but I trained myself to like it. Now I like it. You shake your head now, but I'm telling you, if you focus more on the outcome that you desire rather than how you feel in that moment, you can learn how to make some of those things taste really good. Ask Tori because he does it. It's possible. All right, cool. So we're gonna go back to focusing on the nutrition, but you gotta focus on it. It's those decisions in that moment that are gonna make or break your results.
Sounds good.
Cool.
Cool.
Little tough love for you.
All right.
See, I got it in me. I can do some tough love too.
That was all it said. Good job. You passed.
But I still give you a hug at the end of the day. It's all in love. All right, cool. Well, I hope you feel better. Definitely get some vegetables in you that might help too. You don't believe me. It really has been proven to help.
Steak has vegetables. Cow eats the vegetables, becomes steak. That's vegetables.
You know what? I got nothing on that one. I'm gonna let you go with that. I know you got a meeting to go to, but thanks for hopping on, because I was like, we gotta have this conversation like now.
Yeah.
So, and don't worry about the sauna. Don't worry, because that was just, I was like, what are we missing? Right. But yeah, so don't worry about that. Just keep doing what you're doing. I mean, you can't focus on workouts anyway. Workouts isn't what does it. It's the food. It's the food intake. It's what your choices. That's what's going to do it. So we'll just go back to that. Cool.
Sounds good.
I still want you to put your pictures and measurements in, your weight in every week.
Okay.
Okay. And we should start seeing some progress now, right?
In theory, yes.
Because you're going to make better choices, right?
Right.
Yes. Okay, cool. You got the thumbs up. Right? Go. All right, Sean. Get to your meeting. I'll talk to you later.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.